All right, let's get this thing turned up. Okay. Oh, wow, we can share screens on here. Cool. That's something I didn't know you could do. All right, well, hey guys, it's a Sunday afternoon. I'm actually waiting for some parts from FedEx, not Amazon this time. Waiting on some parts from Texas Speed. I want to say that I ordered those parts back in August. It is now, into early October, and we haven't received those parts from Texas Speed. So I don't know, that's something normal, something abnormal, considering I want to be placing a very large order with them coming up here in, a few weeks. And it's the first time I've actually ever ordered anything directly from them. I think I've ordered some of their parts in the past, but yeah, so I can't really talk about that project because that's coming up in the future. You guys will see that in the next build series. But yeah, so we're just kind of waiting for Texas Speed, and hopefully the stuff gets here. So just wanted to provide some updates for the shop, the channel, and whatnot. You guys know that we just finished up the Corvette. Actually, no, you guys will know that we just finished up the bumper swap on the truck. So, we did the AEV Bison bumper. We did the winch. We did the block heater. What else did we do? A couple other things. And, for everyone that's popping in and out, if you have any questions, feel free to interrupt me. I don't really have a set thing that we want to go over. Just kind of a couple updates, and including a video that we did last week. So I will get to that eventually. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to chat and type them up, because I'm on my laptop, so I can pretty much read the comments as they come in. So, but I was just trying to pull up the studio page for the channel and just seeing what recent content we've posted. I know that we've done the mountains, some truck stuff. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all we've done recently. Oh, and the welding table. Actually, we're sitting at the welding table right now. So if we're a little higher than normal, it's because the welding table is, I think, 42 inches tall. So, but for everyone that's popping in and out, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them. It's kind of why I wanted to go live, was just because I kind of had a video planned, but it's easier just sometimes just to do these live streams. And, I can provide any updates live than filming an episode, editing it, uploading it. This is more direct. Plus, it's more direct interaction with you guys. So, I think we've seen, I just saw 5 people watching, whatever. But yeah, so like I said, if you guys have questions, drop them in the chat, and I'll answer best I can. And so updates. You guys will know that last week Hurricane Helen came through North Carolina, hit North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, as well as Florida. Definitely decimated Western North Carolina. We've made 2 trips up there. Made a trip Thursday this week, dropped off more food, clothing, and supplies. Those supplies should have made it to the Spruce Pine area on Saturday, so that would have been yesterday. And so I have done a second trip, if that makes sense. I kind of met someone halfway, and they were going up there this weekend. So, and actually some of my neighbors provided supplies too. So, Carolinas definitely need your help. Everyone in the Southeast needs help, and it looks like another hurricane's about to hit Tampa, directly. So where Cletus is. So, keep everyone in their thoughts and whatnot. So I just wanted to update. We have done 2 trips up there, provided a bunch of supplies, and we're not going through the traditional donate and it might get there. No, these are getting directly in the hands of people, because I know people that are running specific trips, going to local churches, going to friends, going to family, going to neighbors. And so I know the contributions I made are directly going to people, and they're not going to big organizations where your donations may or may not make it through. So just kind of shady with the government coming in and saying no more flights, threatening to arrest pilots, and just stuff like that. That it's sad to see, but the stories that we've read, seen, and watched, unfortunately, that is happening. And also, I'm seeing supplies being turned away. I have a friend of mine who's a pilot for one of the airlines. Was flying directly into, I don't remember the town, into one of the airports up there. And he said all of the supplies they had dropped off earlier in the morning were seized and they were taken to National Guard Depot, which is kind of messed up because I think that was all like private and church, church organization. So, but hey, it is what it is. I was gonna say, if you guys do donate, just be careful who you go through and just make sure, you reputable sources, hopefully. So, but yeah, so we've done two trips up there, like I said, and I actually just donated some clothing that I had here, just some leftover stuff. And actually, a lot of it was new. I donated that to a neighbor. He was going up today. So, just being, feeling on the charitable side, just helping our neighbors, because unfortunately, the government isn't going to help you. I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I have family up there, and they were told. So this was last Sunday. They were told that they would get power and trees removed early this week. Well, guess what? It's now the following Sunday, and they still don't have power, and trees still haven't been removed. So earlier this week, a neighbor came up and grabbed a skid steer and basically grabbed the power poles and stuff that had fallen over in the trees. And they had to cut themselves out of their own driveway, if that makes sense, because they're on a small private road. Trees had blown over, and there was no way to get out. So, yeah, the government isn't here to help, and that's just all I'm going to say about that. You're on your own, which is sad to say, but you pay all these taxes for things, and it's not helpful. So, but yeah, that's kind of the update with the storm and hurricane stuff. We did have a trip. The supplies I provided earlier this week, that made it to extended family members yesterday, and they already got everything. So, as far as I'm aware of, all of our extended family is okay. Again, just no power, no water, and stuff like that. So they need supplies. So that's kind of what we've been doing. So that's kind of the storm updates and whatnot. And I will say this: just one video that's been kind of ticking me off out there. There's videos about conspiracy theorists saying that Western North Carolina has been flooded because of these lithium mines or these quartz mines. That's all BS. The lithium mines, they're saying Kings Mountain in Gaston County. Guys, I live next to Gaston County. It's not in the mountains. It's 2+ hours from Asheville, and the county didn't flood. We're not underwater. And so don't believe these conspiracy theory videos where people are saying, that they flooded, they targeted the mountains because of lithium and quartz. That's not true. So just ignore that. But anyway, back to the channel. I know I've been kind of ranting here for about 8 minutes, but back to the channel stuff. So we just finished up the truck bumper video. The hurricane video was not planned, obviously. And we actually have another truck project. We'll be kicking off a big one here in a couple weeks. I've actually filmed a couple videos in between just because we had stuff pop up. And one of those videos was inspection. The Corvette behind us, it failed inspection and was for a really dumb reason. And it took me 3 weeks of finding that dumb reason of trying to get that car passed, because that car is an 05. In North Carolina you still have to do emissions up until 20 years. So 2025, I don't have an emissions. It's now emissions exempt. So I had to pass it one last time, and unfortunately, it was a stupid thing. So you guys will see that in probably a week or two. So Corvette's good. I actually just put tags on it last night, or the stickers, and so we're all good there. I think we have a couple small Corvette updates. Yeah, we've got 2 videos coming up for the Corvette. And as for the next build, no, it is not going to be on the Corvette. It's going to be for the truck. I think we kind of revealed what it was in the previous live stream. So if you guys haven't seen that, go see that video. I'm not going to reveal anything today. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, obviously drop them. Like I said, I'm not here to talk about conspiracy theories and stuff, but kind of what we were talking about for a little bit. But yeah, so drop your comments. I know people are popping in and out. So what else? Yeah, so I ordered parts for that next build from Texas Speed, and their website said it was in stock. It took 6 weeks to get here, so I don't know. There's no excuse for that. And then finally, like, I emailed them after about a month, maybe it was like 3 or 4 weeks in, and they finally like, oh, hey, the order from the foundry, they didn't send it or whatever it was. And then I waited a week. Hey, any update? No update. And then finally, after like the third week of me interacting with them, they finally shipped the order. So we've got some Texas Speed parts coming, and that'll be for the truck. So actually, I need to film that here in a second. This is an LT part. If you guys know what this is, we'll be filming this video after we're done with the live stream. So, but yeah, so big LT stuff coming for the truck. I don't really want to get into it too much, but that will be the next series, is obviously a truck build, updates, stuff like that. We're just kind of preparing for worst case scenario. And yeah, the L87 motors, I've seen two issues with these motors. Bottom end being like machining during the assembly process, or machining during the casting process. They didn't clean out all of the ports, so I've seen stuff get in the bottom end and ruin the motor. Also, we've seen lifter issues as well. So yeah, it's just one of those things that the L87, it's like, do I have a ticking time bomb or do I not? I don't know. It's currently under warranty because it's a 22. 2025 is coming up. That'll be pretty much it for the 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty. I have to take it in for a radio update because something got screwed up in the hardware or one of the past over-the-air updates, and it no longer is getting over-the-air updates. And that's for everyone with a 22 plus Silverado or GMC. I imagine the Cadillacs are impacted as well. So yeah, so I actually have to take the truck in for warranty work and then radio stuff, and so that we can get future updates over the air. So what else going on? That's kind of all the big stuff. Was Corvette has a couple small projects. Truck has a really big project coming up. And we've got some new shop updates. I picked up some new tools and stuff, so you guys will see that here in a couple weeks. And I'll be honest, guys, I've been filming so much. I already have videos for once a week up until mid-November. So we've got plenty of content coming for you guys. We're not in a dry spell. I thought we would have been, but I'm kind of glad we've been shooting a lot because that allowed us to soak up some of that 6-week delay from Texas Speed. So I hope that's not an indicative, for our future, that if I do order more stuff, I hope we don't run into any more 6-week updates or 6-week backlogs, because I can only film so much and take up some of that time before, we run into issues. So, yeah, I think that's about it. If you guys have any questions, obviously, comments, drop them down below. We talked about the local stuff, weather. Oh, it was 90 yesterday. We could talk about that. I was filming yesterday, and I think I sweated more doing yesterday's install than I did previous install because it was like 60 out. So the weather's just crazy around here. But yeah. So as for any end of the year events, the only thing that would be coming up, ZR2 update for everyone. Yeah, I kind of just went over that a little bit, but we can go back. ZR2 updates would be, we've got a big build series coming up. Like I said, it'll be a couple weeks. I could tell you exactly when that build's going to start. Let me scroll up. So the Silverado videos will start on the 23rd of October. So we got 2 weeks. and I've already filmed like 6 episodes for that build series, so that'll be coming up. Recall work, we just told you about that. Actually, I have insurance work I have to do on that. The truck got caught in a hailstorm, so during that 6 weeks of upcoming content, the truck will be going away for a while. I need to get the roof, the driver's side fender, the hood, the driver's rear panel for the tailbed bedside. Those all have hail damage on it from a microburst that happened here a couple months ago. What sucks is every time I want to get rid of take the truck in, stuff comes up. It's like, oh, I need to buy a toolbox. Sure. And it's just been one of those things. So yeah, I'll be, the truck will be going away for a while. I don't know how long the body shop's going to take. Hopefully not too long. Most of it will be fixed via PDR, paintless dent repair, but some of it has to be, the dents pulled and that section repainted. So it is what it is, and I do plan on keeping this truck for a long time, and the dents really suck. It's like I just put that bumper on 6 inches from where that bumper is. There's a nice fat dent from some hail. So, so that's an ongoing video, I guess. I kind of filmed an intro a while ago, but I just haven't had time to take the truck into the shop and get repaired. Plus, my body guy he's busy too, so I just need to. So I think my plan will be get the truck recall information done. That was that radio update, and then take the truck in to get body worked. So that's kind of what's going on there. The Corvette passed inspection. We just kind of talked about that. And the SS is long gone. Oh, SS update. I actually do have one. Dude bought the car in April. I saw it for sale in like July, August. Maybe it was August. So yeah, the guy only had the car for like 4 months and already listed it for sale. And he was asking $5,000 more than we sold it for. So I'm kind of like, and all he did was tint the windows. So I'm like, you put more miles on and you've tinted the windows and you want $45,000 for that car. I'm like, good luck. So I hope the guy gets his money back, but money out of it. And no, we are not interested in the SS. I was briefly looking at the the CT5V Blackwings, but guys, those cars are like $140,000, and I only got $40,000 for the SS. So I put most of that money into high yield interest accounts, and I'm just gonna sit on it for a while. And I've kind of done something to where the future build we're talking about kind of ticks the box for what makes a CT5V so special, if that makes sense. I don't need that car because we're already doing it in something else in the ZR2. So I'm not saying I won't get a daily, but I work from home. So like the only reason I would need a daily is if the truck's gone, I don't have a rental. I still have the Corvette, which I've actually put more miles on the Corvette in the last month than I have in the last year, which is just one of those things. So so I don't know. I really don't need a third car. And I'll be honest, I know this is going to look messy, but I don't miss it. I've got a bunch of boxes and stuff over there, but I don't miss that car at all. So again, if you guys have questions, comments, drop them down below like Dad did. Any plans for a Bison rear bumper? I'll be honest, no. I don't like the Bison rear bumper. I know that sounds weird, but the way the GMC Sierras are sold, if you just buy an AT4X, it is the AEV front bumper like we did, and it's the factory GMC or Silverado bumper in the rear with the side step. So that's if you buy just the AT4X. If you buy the AT4X AEV, don't ask me why they do this. It's just some weird packaging that they do. I didn't know this. I found this out by shopping for Bison parts. So you can buy the GMC without the Bison rear bumper. AEV just announced, Dad, I can't update you that. They just announced that you can buy that bumper for $3,000. Now, I'm assuming that's the whole kit. Like they sell it as a packet, they ship it to you, and you can install it. But I bought my bumper for $1,000 for the front, and that kit's $5,000. So if you can find a rear bumper for $1,000, I'd say go ahead and do it. But I think $3,000 is kind of a lot of money for a bumper that they got rid of the side steps. Why? Like, I understand packaging. They want rear, what is it? Rear angle of departure, so that like if you're going up a hill, the back bumper doesn't scrape. Like, I understand they want to do that, but come on, guys. Like, they could have sacrificed a ½ inch of clearance for the rear side step. I know that sounds stupid, but I'm in my 40s now. I want practicality, and I don't care for an off-road bumper that doesn't have that. And I'll be honest, if you look at the aftermarket bumpers, I think they have that built in. A lot of them do, not every one, but a bunch of them do. So, it is what it is. So that's kind of a long way of saying, no, I'm not doing the Bison rear bumper, but that's just my opinion of aesthetics and functionality. So thank you, Dad, DAD. I don't know what that stands for the questions. I definitely appreciate that. Okay, it doesn't tell me anything about your account. I was wondering if you could click on it. No, it's just like channel activity, go to channel, pin. I guess I could go to your channel, but anyway. As you guys have seen, Dad, DAD has been dropping some comments. Feel free to add them, and that's why we're here. And like I said, if you guys have missed the beginning of the stream, I'm waiting for parts from Texas Speed, and it's been 6 weeks. So I'm kind of excited for those parts to get here, and because we've got Texas Speed parts coming for the truck. So what else? Wow, we've already been on here for 21 minutes. 2025 plans. Boost, more boost, forged motor. I'm not going to do headers. We already got headers. And drive the Corvette more. That's the plan. I'm not going to tell you what vehicles are involved with those plans, but obviously, that's kind of what's going on. I'll be honest. One thing in 2025 I want to do. I want to get up to Pennsylvania, and I want to go to one of Boost is good. We like Boost. Yeah. I actually wanted to call my channel House of Boost, but the channel name was already taken. I looked at it a long time ago. I'm like, ooh, that would be, because at the time, all of my vehicles were supercharged or turboed. But so 2025, I want to go to Pocono. It's a NASCAR track. They do roll racing there. And what sucks is they did those events down here, but that company is DOA. It used to be called Want to Go Fast. They're not in existence anymore. So so now I have to drive 10 plus hours to Pennsylvania to go race in the mountains. I'm like, we've got mountains here, but anyway. So I'd like to do a roll racing event with is it Race Motive is the company, and I want to either do the spring or fall. I don't really want to go up there when it's July and it's freaking 100 degrees because superchargers don't like heat, and it'll act better when it's a little bit cooler. So what else for 2025? I think the roll racing event's the big thing I want to do. I don't have any big shows planned. Auto Fair, and I don't want to talk about Auto Fair. Auto Fair, for you guys that aren't local to the Carolinas, is a big show they put on the Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's a shell of its former glory, if you guys can understand that saying. They used to be a really cool show. It used to be free. You used to be able to park on the track or under the stands, just depended where your group was. Now it's only on the track, and you have to pay like $40 per car. It's like, what's with the money grab? I understand things cost money, but anyway. So I stopped. I don't care about that particular show anymore. 2025. Install a motor, build it, boost it. That's the big plan for next year. I've been and I got a couple sponsorships coming up. Is roll racing like a giant spectator drag event? So it's at a NASCAR track. I don't know if the track is open to spectators. I imagine it would be, but I think most of the people that go to those events would be on the inside, if that makes sense. So you're on the where the pit row is. I think that's where most of the spectators. I don't remember people being in the stands, but yeah. So it's, how do I say this? So you could go and you could watch from the infield. Infield, that's the word I was looking for. You go watch from the infield, but yeah. If you've ever been to Sebring, that's kind of what I imagine roll racing is like. I've been to a couple events where you're literally just, you got a chair sitting alongside of a runway and you're seeing cars go by. That's kind of a good description of it. But Sebring it's like that track is so flat and has so many curves. It's like you only see this little bit of it. Roll racing is kind of the same thing. It just kind of depends on the venue. Because the event I went to was Want to Go Fast, and they allowed you to park right next to one of the runways. I think there was like the taxiway and then the runway. You could sit behind the taxiway. So that's kind of how spectating would go down. I imagine Poconos would be the same thing, but you'd be on the infield instead of the grandstands. I don't remember seeing pictures of anyone sitting in the stands, which would be cool if they sold out, but that's a really small event, and it's not like Cletus or something doing a renting out Bristol, something like that. So, but hopefully I've answered that. What else? So roll racing actually on the front straightaway at Pocono is I'll get back to that. Pocono event is they run you side by side. So there's two of you going down the straightaway at the main section of Pocono Raceway, and they start you in a corner. Now, the way the roll racing works is you go around the corner at like 20, and then you've got the straightaway, and then so you got a set of cones, and that set of cones you have to be a certain speed. You can't go above or below. So I think you need to be like 30 miles an hour. Then from that cone forward to the end of the timing line, I think it's a third of a mile. It's not a half. It's not a quarter. It's a third. Yeah, I think it's a third of a mile. They have they have flags. That's where they give you your time. And then they've got a shutdown area that eventually does lead into like turn 2 or whatever it is at Pocono. So turn, get up to speed, roll race. There's a stopping point, a checkered line. And then your shutdown is straight and then a bit of a curve. So, all right, trucks in California are getting spendy and rare as well. Oh, tracks. Sorry, Notary's dad is. You get a pretty good. Yeah, I think at Pocono, I always think some ZR1s do like 160, 150, 160, something like that. Now that was a 7. I think that was a C7 ZR1. I think it was an auto. So I don't think, so they're making, God, I think they made 755 was the beast. Let me finish the, so I think the C7 made 755 and the C6 ZR1 made 638. So yeah, the C7s will be a little bit faster. Of course, mine's modified, but okay. Tracks are rare. Yeah, man. Dad, for your track comment, ZMAX Dragway, the self-called Bellagio of drag strips. 20 minutes from my house. You know how many times it's open here for public test and tune? 0. The last test and tune they did was in 2019, summer of 2019. I was there for that. It hasn't been open since. Yes, we had COVID. Yes, whatever, but they have not been open it'll be 5 seasons coming up spring of 2025. So drag racing, I'm not doing it. It's too hard in the car. I don't want to blow up transmissions and crap like that. And roll racing is kind of what I want to do at least once. So, and yes, Mooresville drag strip is up the road, but their prep is terrible. and they're that track literally ends into a creek. So if you something screw up in the 8th mile and you can't stop, you're going to end up in a creek. So actually, there's like a shed and then the creek. So yeah, I'm done. And me driving 4 hours to Fayetteville, 4 hours to Darlington, 3 hours to Darlington, 4 hours to Bristol. I don't have enough time. That's you're literally going to spend a half day getting to one of those events, and you might get 3 runs. It's so that's what sucks about local racing here in the Carolinas. Was the base add to the ZR2 worth loss of space? Base add zero worth loss of space. Talk about the subwoofer. It's the only thing subwoofer below the seat. It doesn't take up any more space than the factory little cardboard. It's not cardboard. Carpeted cardboard thing underneath the rear seat. I still have half mine. I have the subwoofer and half the cardboard. It's not cardboard. That that under tray. I still have that under there. If that's not what you're talking about, Dad, please let me know. That's the only thing I can kind of guessing. Unless you might be talking about the rear bar, the sports bar. It is. Oh, okay. Yeah, like my truck. My truck is fully loaded. It has the technology package. It has the sunroof. It has. I think that's it. There's not much. Oh, and the camera package. So yeah, there's not many options for the ZR2. Like, I think you could either buy it loaded or you buy it with nothing. There's kind of not really a lot of in between. My truck was spec'd up, not by me, but by the dealership that they ordered it. They ordered it with everything on it. So yeah, I mean, I still can throw the seat up and throw stuff back there, but I can't fit a full size wheel. I can't fit a toolbox. I'm just trying to think of what else, trash bed, stuff like that. So that's kind of what the bed's for. If there's anything big that I don't care getting wet, I can toss it in the back. Sports bar, you guys can run a bed cover, tonneau cover. Wow. Yeah. You guys can run a tonneau cover with that sports bar. There's a company in Florida that wants to charge you like $700 to do it. It's stupid. Basically what it is, I think, is a tonneau cover that it looks like your garage door. So you know how your garage door has like cleat, it's got those little sections that kind of fold. It's the same thing as that kind of tonneau cover. And you're going to cut a hole in it, add some extra padding, maybe paint where the hole you just cut into it. And you can have a semi-waterproof storage in the back. No tonneau cover, unless it's like a full fiberglass cover, will ever be waterproof. So what else? Yeah, thanks guys for the comments. It's always good to have some interaction and asking questions and give you real feedback instead of you typing something. I reply to it, and you can misinterpret stuff so easily, like emails, messages. Can't pick up tone. That's the one thing I like social media, but I hate social media. It's like you can kind of post something jokingly and someone could totally take it the wrong way. So, or you can post conspiracy stuff, and I'm not going to talk about that, but and anyway. So what else is going on? I think that's about it. Yeah, so I mean, we've been on here for 33 minutes. See, this is what happens when y'all interact. You type something and I go off on a tangent. So, if you guys got any more questions, obviously put them down below. If you're seeing this video later, comment. I'll reply to it. I think I can comment to live videos. I actually don't know. Anyway, yeah. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the videos recently. You just thought of something. Okay, so we hit 3 million video views like a week or two ago, and we hit the 7,000 subscriber mark. Just they all happened at the same time, which I was like, oh, we're probably 2 months out. No, let me go back to the dashboard. Yeah, we're at 7,104 subscribers. Like, I gained 100 subs like that. Like, I was like 6,900 forever, like 6,800, 6,900. I was like at that forever, and then once I hit 7,000, it just jumped up to 7,100. So I just want to say thank you to everyone. I appreciate all the support and views and whatnot. I love it when topics come naturally. So again, I want to thank everyone for all the support and whatnot. And a lot of people have been asking about ZR2 merchandise. I actually am working with a graphic designer right now, coming up with some ZR2 merchandise. I actually paid for it this time. My previous stuff, I've just been kind of photoshopping, taking pictures I've taken and tweaking them and making shirts and stuff out of them. But yeah, no, like we're going to actually have like a professionally designed shirt, or at least a logo, and then we can make that into a sticker, make that into a shirt. So that'll be coming soon. I paid the guy, haven't heard back. I was like, am I getting scammed? So I hope not. But yeah, last I heard from him was on Thursday. So I'll follow up with him on Monday. But yeah, we've got a video coming Wednesday. I think it's a truck video. Let me double check for you guys. Yes, we got a truck video coming up on Wednesday. The following Wednesday will be a Corvette video, and then back to the truck, Corvette, back to the truck, tool video. Okay. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff coming up. So yeah, so be on the lookout for ZR2 merchandise. I'll make a post on the community tab, and I'll have a link to it. Don't be afraid of, is it Teespring or Spring? I know that's kind of a weird thing, but in my videos, I'm only allowed to like direct link to my products through Teespring. So that kind of sucks because I prefer you go to my website and then you click on it, but it is what it is. So if you guys see ads for shirts and stuff and stickers, if you click on it, it is legit because I had to set that up on the background, basically business to business. And so if you guys do click on a link from my video for a t-shirt or whatever, it'll go right to Teespring. I am set up through Teespring. They're the ones that do all my graphics, all my prints, and they will ship out the shirt, as needed. Obviously, there's different ways to do this. I could buy shirts, buy them in bulk, store them, hope they sell, do pre-orders. Teespring for now is going to be the way it's just going to have to be because I don't have the investment to buy a bunch of shirts, because I think if you buy 500 shirts, you're looking at, I think you have to order a minimum of like 500 shirts, and the vendor pricing, I think it's still $10 or $20 a shirt. So if I sell a shirt for 25, I'm not making much money on it. So that's just the way, the merchandise side of things goes. Obviously, I'm kind of doing it, but not really. Kind of farm it out to Teespring, and I pay a little bit for them to handle it because they don't have any. I have no inventory, if that makes sense, unless it's something on my website. If it's like a printed or sticker or something. No, I have my own stickers on the website. I have some Chevy SS parts on the website. I got link to eBay, my eBay store with all my used parts. That's all ran by me. But if you guys order a shirt or anything from Teespring or Spring, whatever it's called now, that is all through third party. So, I know it's a crappy way to do it, but when you're a small time YouTuber, like until you hit like 1,000 subs and you can hire a company to do or you own your own print shop. That's what some people do. Until you can do that, stuff's obviously a lot of money, and a couple $100 a month isn't going to cover the expense of shirts. Oh, and the other thing, Amazon affiliate links. I make fairly good money through the Amazon links too. So if you guys can't support the channel, always click on the Amazon links if you're buying stuff, because we get a we get like 20 cents. So if something on eBay is priced like $500, I might get like 30 cents off of it. But every little bit adds up. So, but yeah, so I just kind of diversified how YouTubers make money. Selling used parts, selling merchandise, and affiliate links. Those are kind of the three big ways. Oh, and obviously YouTube views, but man, like, when you only get like 70 views per video, that's not going to pay for the video because, I guess a couple hundred views per video. That's not going to pay for what it cost for whatever you bought, tools, parts, or whatever. It's not going to pay for the cost of the video. So this for me is just a hobby. And if I can diversify that and make a little bit more money, that's the only reason I do this. So plus it provides it fills a need for me for my creative side. So monetize your hobby a little bit and not make it your main job. And, I think that's the best way to do it. So, wow, I just rambled for 40 minutes. I think we're going to give this a couple more minutes, but we're going to, yeah, you know what, man? Thanks, Snowblind Bird. I had a video I posted a while ago. I'm going to try to look it up. And like, it had like 10,000 views or something crazy. Okay. Yeah. Harbor Freight Toolbox, the cabinet, the hutch. I posted a video about just some modifications, putting in LED lights, speakers, and I don't know, the magnetic glove holder, something kind of stupid like that. So I didn't have much money into it, minus the cost of the toolbox. And yeah, I got like 10,000 or just over 9,000 views for that. So I don't know what it is. Obviously, you could do algorithm tracking and search engine optimization, all that stuff. And the other Harbor Freight Toolbox, it got 18,000 views. Guys, that is obviously not a normal video for mine. Like, I'm lucky if I get, I'm lucky if I get 1,000 views. I would say that's a good video. Hell, if I get 100 views on some, that's a good video. But yeah, so I don't know. Obviously, there's better ways to run YouTube, but it's showing off a CD player. Yeah, it's crazy. Like the things that you think won't do well do crazy. Like I think my best video on YouTube is an airbag repair video on the GMT 800. I think it was like a 6-minute video. I showed the sensor, I showed us replacing it, and it's got like 100,000 views. I'm like, what? So so I don't know. It's one of those things. And since I run this as a hobby, I'm not out here buying the latest and greatest. I'm not buying Lamborghinis down your throat. Like I'm doing this because I want to do it. And I don't make videos that, if someone offers me a product and if it's not something that I want, I'm obviously not going to do it. Like I had a Chinese company reach out to me. Hey, do you want a welder? I'm like, no, I already have 2 of them. You guys can see the AHP and the Vulcan right behind me. It's like, I don't need a 3rd welder, but they did have a plasma cutter. I was like, oh, I'm kind of interested in that. So they reached out to me and they're like, do you want a free plasma cutter? I'm like, sure. Now, honestly, if you click on a link, since it is a Chinese cheap one, I think it's like $200. So it's not, it's not like a big investment, but so supposedly we'll be getting a plasma cutter in the future. I don't know. You think these people, you get these offers through because I have my Gmail account is listed as the contact. So I don't check that all that often. And yeah, so you just get random stuff. And then I had one for a EV car charger, like a Chinese EV, 240 converter for a Tesla or whatever. I'm like, I have nothing but V8s. It's like, and supercharged V8s. Well, one is going to be. Yeah, so it's just one of those things. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of random. Oh, next week's video is actually brought to you by Boost Auto. I know that sounds like an ad that I'm placing, but yeah, Boost Auto, they reached out to me a few months ago. It was stuck in my spam. So here's the weird thing. Gmail will spam random stuff. They sent me an email. They'd sent me a product. It was actually a cell phone charger for the ZR2. Put that in, did the video, and they replied back, hey, can you replace the link with this one? Basically, it's like an affiliate tracking link. So I'm like, cool, yeah, I can do that. Did that, or posted the video, didn't hear anything. So I was like, okay, whatever, you know, not a bigger deal. Well, the dude's been trying to email me for like 6 weeks or 2 months. Maybe it was like 2 months. And then I'm like, I'm in my spam folder. I'm like, oh, shoot. That's not what I said, but you know what I said. And I'm like, oh, man. And he sent me like 4 or 5 emails following up. Like, hey, what's the update? Can you update this link? I didn't see any of it. Check my spam folder. I'm like, oh, crap. Reached back out to Boost Auto. Like, hey, sorry, been buried. And yeah, so we have another product. I've already installed it. That'll be this week's coming up video. And then actually they reached out to me again and said, hey, do you want to do another video together? I'm like, sure. It was actually something I was looking at on their website. Now, I don't know if that last product is going to turn out, but hey, it's kind of expensive. So yeah, so that's kind of sponsorship. I've applied for sponsorships, and 9 out of 10 I get rejected. The ones that come to me, those ones end up being the best ones because, well, let me clarify. The ones that come to me and I want to use their product, those end up being the best ones because it's organic. Because they reach out to me, I didn't reach out to them. So, that's annoying. I'll short stuff into categories. Yeah, that's why my Yahoo account's my personal, and I could, you know, I don't really filter it. I'm just like, okay, delete, you know, whatever. But Gmail's like, oh, spam, promotion, social, and I'm like, I'm not clicking on any of those. And so, but yeah. So check your folders if you guys are running online businesses because yeah, you may get stuff and you don't know about it. So, what else? So yeah, I guess we've continued the sponsorship of Boost Auto. You know, speaking of sponsorships, yeah, so the stuff I've applied for, man, you know, so stuff that I've applied for, my better half's car behind me, we did a set of power stop brakes on that, I don't know, like 3 or 4 years ago. And then I needed brakes for the Corvette. I was going to do the Power Stop Z06, just the pads and rotors. So not new calipers. I already had the Z06 stuff. I had already worked with them. They had already used my video in a national ad campaign. And they requested that I send out like a breakdown analysis of how many views are you going to get? Where are you going to, you know, where are you going to, you know, use like where your video is going to get posted. And I was like, what the heck? Like, you've used my video in your national ad using my voice, using my likeness, my video. And they asked me for it, which was fine. And so they, you know, so they used it. And then like, it might've been a year, maybe it was a year and a half later. I asked for parts for the Z06 stuff. And they're like, yeah, no. I'm like, you sent me brakes. And actually, guys, they only sent me one set of brakes. I think they sent me the rears. Yeah, I had the fronts. Like, I had bought one of them. So it's weird that companies, you know, will work with you, use your stuff, and then their application process, whatever, is totally different. It's like, what happened? Like, I was in direct communication with their marketing guy. I saw him on Power Block or Power Nation, whatever they're called anymore. I worked with that direct guy, so I sent him an email like, hey, we've worked in the past. I'm interested in a set of pads and rotors for the Corvette. And the guy was like, kind of just blew me off. I'm like, but I did what he did. He's like, I want like a business plan, proposal, how many views, where you're going to post it. Sent all that and literally never heard anything. And kind of like the guy sending me emails from Boost Auto, you know, like, hey, any follow-up? I did that several times and nothing. So I'm just like, All right, well, piss off. So it's just, I don't know. It's like you get sponsorship stuff, and it's like one day it's like Jekyll and Hyde. It's like one day you're good, and then the next day they're like, nah. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have a million. Even though that video had like 60,000 views, I'm like, sorry, I don't have, a million followers and whatnot. So, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's why I don't do it. It's like merch. I'll be honest, I suck at two things: sponsorships and merch. I try to make stuff. Some people buy it, some people don't. I'm not going to put a lot of money into it because the return on investment isn't going to be there, if that makes sense. So that's kind of why I'm like, it's like, oh, go buy 500 shirts. Yeah, I'll be sitting at 493 of them. I sold 7. So that's why I've outsourced the merch to is it Teespring, Spring, or whatever they're called nowadays. So, but yeah. So anyway, any other comments? Drop them down below. I am going to wrap this up. So I actually have another video to film, and NFL's on today. Yeah, I don't care. Panthers are terrible. I think they're losing to Chicago right now. Anyway, actually, I don't know. I don't care. So, but yeah, if you guys have 3 people are in here. If you guys have comments, drop them down below. I'll reply to them. Otherwise, we're going to start wrapping this thing up. If we hit an hour, I'm good. Now we're back down to 1. I will say one thing. I don't know if that counter is accurate. So, like, on my screen, fantasy team, and even that's no. Yeah, I don't even do. I've never done fantasy football. Call that. Well, you know what happened? I was a lifelong Browns fan, and then I moved from Cleveland to Chicago, and the Cleveland area to Chicago, and Cleveland went away. I know I'm old enough. The Cleveland Browns folded in 1997. They moved to Baltimore. They didn't come back until 2001 or whatever year that was. So that my entire high school career, the Browns were gone. And I'm like, and then this expansion team started up. I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. Kind of watched the Bears in that 3 or 4 years. So I'm kind of like, whatever. So we watched the home team. And then I went to school. So football was even like, you're in college. I was more worried about studying and drinking than I was worried about sports. So sports and I are kind of like, And baseball, yeah, I don't care. Football, NASCAR, I'll watch it, but that's only because my better half watches it. So if you guys have any comments, drop them down below. Any updates? Oh, the counter. Yeah, I think the counters are kind of crap on YouTube, if that makes sense. Because like you see your subs, I'm at like just over 7,100. If I really had 7,100, I think I could get 1% of my fan base to watch the videos. 10%. Well, hell, 1%. Yeah, 1% is 71 views. I'm lucky if I get that on some videos, or even 10%, 5%. I'm like, okay, 10% of 7,000 is 700. So I'm like, or what? Now I'm failing on math, but I'm trying to say is like if I actually had 7,000 subscribers, I think I'd get 700 views, not 70. So I think that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So I think the counters are BS, in my personal opinion. But anyway, yeah. Wow, we've talked about a lot and kind of a lot about nothing. What else going on? I think that's about it. Truck updates, Corvette updates, shop updates. It's all coming up. We've got videos through mid-November, and I'm not done filming. So I've got a couple more videos I can film. Then I said the truck's going to go away for body work because of insurance or hail damage. And I'll cover that. Yeah, we'll have a video about that. So yeah, that's just what's coming up. Corvette should be getting driven more this year or over 2025. Do you want to take it to a race? Big project for the truck coming up. you guys, I've already kind of hinted at it. And yeah. Yeah. Oh, I guess we can end the video. If you guys want to donate to the charities, I had one listed in the previous video. I think it was Hope Mills GoFundMe is the one that Cletus had posted. I think they had $800,000. That initial, I watched that blow up from like a $7,000 goal. Now it's $1 million goal. So that's insane, the power of social media. So I would say donate to them. Also, Samaritan's Purse, they're based out of Boone, North Carolina. Boone got hit by the same storm that Asheville did. I don't think it was as bad, or we're not hearing as much damage from Boone. I know they have some, but so Samaritan's Purse is based out of the mountains. They're a good place to donate, and also local churches. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I'm not really recommending you go through like Red Cross or the government, FEMA, because I don't know. I'm just hearing stories of friends and neighbors of people getting turned away, people getting their donations taken, pilots being threatened with arrest from up in Lake Lure. Was that Lake Lure? Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, you're right. Snowblind Bird, I don't think it was getting much attention, but us Carolinians knew, because I have family that lives up there. I'm like, yeah, my in-laws were stuck for 3 days. Actually, no. So that storm happened Friday. They didn't get out until the following Wednesday, and they had to do it themselves. They were stuck. They were prisoners of their own property because of downed trees and whatnot. So, hey, Stan, how's it going? I saw you just recently got married. I hope you're not watching me on your honeymoon. I'm not that important, but I do appreciate you tuning in. So, but yeah, I hope you enjoy your honeymoon and the wedding was good. So, but yeah, what else? Yeah. So, see, guys, I do know some of my subscribers, because Stan and I are friends, and Stan's got a Camaro with the 2650. I'm not sure which blower's on it, but yeah. So he's in good company with the supercharged LS motor. So yeah, Snowblind Burn, going back to your comment, yeah, the damage is insane. And like I was saying, donate locally. I'm not comfortable with like Red Cross and those groups, just because you don't know where the money's going. If you find a church, find people that live here, it's probably the best way of getting donations. Or Samaritan's Purse. I think that's probably the least scammy of them. And the reason I say that, I can back that up as a fact, because my better half is an accountant, and she audited Samaritan's Purse, and they passed with flying colors. So there's no sneakiness. They can track where the money's going. It's getting to the victims of whatever. Samaritan's Purse is worldwide, so they don't just support local people, but they do in this case, because the mountain, their business is based out of the mountains of North Carolina. So, but okay. 51, man. I just turned 41, so I know I'm having that like, not midlife crisis, but I've had friends die. It's crazy. Like 20s, 30s, it doesn't happen. And then like I'm in my 40s now, and I've just had friends my age just die. I'm like, holy crap! I guess we are getting to that age. So, yeah. So if you have anything you want to do, I will say this: do it. Don't wait, because you'll never do it, and the government isn't going to help either. I know that sounds weird, but the government, that comment is more in regards to storms and waiting for FEMA to help. They're not going to come. So, but I don't want to end on a crazy conspiracy note. I'm starting to sound like what's his name? Cooper Spaghetti. Yeah, that dude's don't watch him. No, I'm just joking. Like some of his videos are out there, so I'm like, wow. So anyway, but yeah, so hey, you know what I'm saying? It's like I think I don't follow him on Facebook, but during the hurricane, it's like he was listing his CTSV for sale, the wagon. He was listing the drift car for sale, and they weren't going for expensive prices either. So I'm like, weird. And his his car videos were starting to be terrible. I'm like, and I don't watch them anymore. I'm like, that's the other thing I've noticed. It's like, there's some people I'm just like, nope, not watching. Cletus's video I'll always watch, but yeah, same thing. It's like I liked his video, the podcast with like automotive people. I think those were all good. And then he does podcasts by himself, so he's sitting there ranting for hours, kind of what I'm doing here. But we're live, and you guys are commenting or whatever. So yeah, doing a podcast by yourself, I think it's a little weird, just personal. So but yeah, Stan, if you had any questions, I think Stan may have signed off, but that's all right. But yeah, so I think that's gonna be it. Yeah, we're at an hour. I think we're good. Snowblind Bird, thank you for logging in, and hey, someone's just joined. I wish you would tell me who's viewing. I'm just going through the menus because I'm on my laptop here. What are we percentage? We're at 51%. So it looks like I could do a 2-hour podcast without having to be plugged in. Okay, that's cool. I don't know if Stan, someone's gone, but yeah, Snowblind Bird, thank you for the interaction. Always makes the algorithm pick stuff up because commenting, likes, shares, all that stuff. I know you guys hate when people say it in every video, but it really does, make things get noticed. And the one thing I'll say, I think we'll end on this, is I'm not getting notifications about like my favorite guys I like to watch on YouTube. So, notifications don't work anymore. It's like, oh, someone posted something and it's gone. Or, oh, I haven't seen a video from that guy in like 3 weeks. I'm subscribed, I have the notifications turned on. I'm still not getting, it's not showing up in my suggested feed. It's like, what the heck? So, but all right, guys, it's an hour. I think we're good. I got another video to film, and you'll see that in a while. I don't know when that will be. So, Snowblind Bird, thanks again. And you guys have a good one. And if there's any more last-minute questions, drop them down below. I will comment them, through typing, and I don't think it'll be live. So, all right, guys, have a good one. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.